Trapped in the vortex created by the narcissist. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, the narcissistic fog, I've described this for 5 years. Many of you know what it is, unfortunately. Those of you who don't, you should count your lucky stars. You see, the narcissistic fog is a place you don't want to be. Not even for 1 second. You don't want to dip your toe in there. We didn't know what the narcissistic fog was years ago. We didn't know what narcissism was. We didn't know what empathy actually meant. We didn't know that toxicity had 2 legs and it walked just like you did. And we didn't know that other people did not have our best interest at heart. At the top of that list is, of course, the narcissist. And the narcissist does their best to lure people in, to draw people in, to charm their way into people's lives, to act like they can do A, B, and C. And of course, they deliver nothing but punishment. The narcissist is a master manipulator. They will future fake. They will give people word salad. They will blame shift. They will move the goalposts. They will gaslight somebody. They will triangulate them. They will throw rage fits. They will financially abuse. They will throw petulant temper tantrums when you least expect it. And even if you did expect it, it would still happen. You see, the narcissist can't regulate themselves. What that means essentially is they don't have the ability to just be. Now you hear how I'm speaking right now, slowly, smoothly, stoically, calmly, centered. I'm out here in Mother Nature in the Carolinas, and I am in a very abundant place. This is where you want to be. No, not exclusively with me. I'm referring to a beautiful mindset, a peaceful mindset. You want to be out of that vortex. Now let's go back in time. When you were trapped in that narcissistic abusive cycle, you were in a vortex. That vortex kept on spinning around and around and around, and it kept on taking you lower and lower and lower. Picture, if you will, a sink that gets clogged. Well, your sink is clogged and you don't know what to do. What do? Well, usually you have to get the plunger and try to unclog it. If that doesn't work, you do something else. You hire a plumber or you use something, and all that water, what does it do? It goes downwards like that. See, it's going down. You unclog the pipe. That hole has been created so all that water could drain through. That's an example of a vortex. A vortex with the narcissist is similar, although it is bottomless. You see, the narcissists themselves, they are a bottomless pit. They're looking to fill that pit, fill that vortex, if you will, with what is known as supply. Now, what can supply be? Supply can be anything. It can be being hung up on. It can be exchanging a phone number and never getting that text or call. It can be somebody, i.e. the narcissist, telling you they're going to call you, and that doesn't happen. It can be somebody being late to pick you up. It can be returning a mail, or it can be answering an email. It can be a pet, a plane, a train, or supplies anything that keeps the narcissist mind occupied. Now, why would the narcissist need their mind to be occupied unlike you? Well, here we go. You are stable. You're kind. You're loving. You have a high level of empathy, and you were committed, and you probably still are in other parts of your life, although not to the narcissist. Those ties have to be cut. But you are an abundant human being, and you were targeted. The narcissist was the person who was targeting you, and they saw in you what you couldn't see in yourself, which is what I call the beautiful, bright, shining light. Now, way back when, before you met the narcissist, did you know you had a lot to offer? Of course you did. Did you know you were different than other people? Yes, you did. Did you ever do the deep dive into as to why you were more that you were different than other people? I can assure you didn't, because I didn't either. And then what happens? You got it. Lo and behold, enter the narcissist stage left. They spun your world upside down. They rearranged your purpose, if you will. They dropped the trajectory of your life and they stuck you in, that's right, you got it, in the vortex. When you're in the vortex, that's akin to the narcissistic fog, which is what I described for 5 years. And I continue to do so each and every day, because if you've been in the narcissistic relationship / narcissistic fog, devaluation stage trauma bond, then you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you should continue to get as much education as possible, because you could be targeted in the future. Having said these things, when you were with the narcissist, you were in that vortex. You could do no right post-narcissistic love bomb. Meaning, the narcissistic relationship goes around in a circle. The first part's the love bomb or the euphoric stage. Second part's the devaluation stage. Third part's the ending. Fourth part's the Hoover. Not everybody receives a Hoover. Not everybody gets a Hoover. You don't want a Hoover. You need to become unhooverable, because what is a hoover in layman's terms on the narcissistic abusive cycle? It's when the narcissist is testing the temperature of you to see if you will go back into that vortex again. Once you are out, you need to stay out. You should have nothing to do with the narcissist. You should have nothing to do with anybody who is 1, 2, or 3 steps away from them. This is why you must go no contact and block that person. That's why you also must understand that there are many people out there that don't have your best interest at heart. And there are way more people right now, as I'm creating this video and as you're consuming it, there are way more people who are caught up in that vortex from hell, yes, the narcissistic relationship, than you could even imagine. And you may pause and say, well, why would you say that, and how do you know that? How I know it's because this is what I've been doing for 5 years, offering and providing one-on-one sessions with people who want one-on-one contact with me, so I can help them get to where they're going, or to help confirm what kind of relationship they were in, or to give them support. Now again, am I a doctor? No, I'm not. Do I play one on TV? Absolutely not. But I've experienced the cycle. I know it inside and out. I can finish your sentence in a second. If you've been in the cycle, eventually you'll be able to do the same with me if you can't already. But if you haven't been in the cycle, you should count your lucky stars, because you don't want to be in a narcissistic relationship. You don't want to be in that vortex. You don't want to be trapped in the narcissistic fog. And what do all these things mean? What they mean is this, is the narcissist deliberately and intentionally and on purpose targeted you. They got as close to you as they possibly could. They learned all about you. They figured out what made you tick, and next thing you know, they sank their dirty fangs into you, and it was too late. Remember, you weren't taught this in school. Having said all those things, you are now being peppered with abuse, inundated, if you will, day in, day out, week after week, month after month, on and on and on. What was this person doing when they were peppering you? All they were doing was trying to get other people strung into that same vortex as you were. Although most of those people you had never met. Some of them, I can assure you, you knew, but most of them you never will meet. And those people are scattered all over the planet too. And you may say, how is that possible? How could the narcissist have other supply sources all over the planet? Well, think of how you're consuming this video. Smartphone, desktop, laptop, tablet. That's how the narcissist gets supply these days. It's not exclusive to them going down to the local library or going down to the local celebration and talking to their neighbor's wife or their neighbor's husband and trying to divide that relationship. That's old school for the narcissist. The new school for them is speaking different languages. It's being on multiple platforms. It's being everywhere but yet nowhere. It is trying to control multiple people, having multiple people send them money, give them time, give them emotions. It's having multiple people put their lives on hold while they stay stuck and trapped in that vortex, even though they don't know what the vortex is. Think about this for a quick second. Think about you. Perhaps this happened. Maybe it didn't, and my hope is it didn't, but if it did, you should pay attention. Think about you, kind, loving, stable, healthy person. And maybe you were joining a community, whatever it would be, and you're trying to help people, and then somebody gave you a sob story. This could be when you're in the narcissistic relationship or out. Maybe this happened yesterday. Maybe it happened a month ago, I can't tell you, but this has nothing to do with the narcissist you're considering. But you strike up a conversation with somebody and they act like they need help. Well, then what is this person doing? They're talking to you a little bit more, and they say, just give me 5 minutes of your time. You give them 5, that turns into 30. Then they say, hey, listen, I just want to run one more thing past you. Can we connect again in a couple days? And you say, yeah, sure, sounds good. Well, you're there at whatever time is scheduled. They are there, of course, and that 30 minutes turns into 2 hours. Next thing you know, they ask just a little more time. Well, now your week has now been revolving around that person. You're thinking about them, what you can do to help them out, how you feel sorry for them, how they need help, and how they have it so tough. This person potentially could be toxic. This person potentially could be the narcissist. Flip it. This person could be a kind, loving person. They just need help. But are you the person that they should be getting help from? You need to ask yourself that question. Think about it. Why would they ask you for all the help? It's probably because you gave them the time of day. Now, by no means am I saying to not communicate with people or give people the time of day. Quite the opposite. I'm saying you need to know your audience. You need to not get stuck and trapped back in that vortex with not only the person you're considering, but anybody. See, the narcissist wants to, the expression in English is give an inch, take a yard. The narcissist, when they tell you that they want an inch, they're not going to take a yard. They're going to take 5,000 miles. And if they can get more than that, they'll gladly take that and tell you, not their problem, it's your problem, or you didn't, they told you what they were going to do, or whatever they would say. That's why no good deed goes unpunished when you're with these people. And that's why when you're in the narcissistic relationship, it is a vortex. It's almost as if time stands still. You're frozen in time. You don't know how you got where you got. You don't know where you are. You don't know how to get out of it. And you, because you can't think clearly and you're frozen in time, if you will, you are completely isolated. You're beaten down, you're broken, and you're doing anything to maintain a fractured, if not destroyed, relationship with an apex predator, yes, the narcissist. And they know this. You need to understand what I'm sharing with you. If you believe for one moment the narcissist doesn't know what they're doing, you need to really look very long and very hard at the body of the relationship you're considering. Do you think it was a coincidence they forgot your birthday? Do you think it was a coincidence that they didn't have cell phone reception for a weekend when they claimed they were at a seminar, wink, wink? Do you think it was a coincidence that they told you they would be home Friday night at 6 o'clock and you're gonna have a great dinner, and they never showed up until, let's say, Sunday night at 10 o'clock at night? Do you think it was a coincidence that they asked you or basically told you to change your hairstyle, your wardrobe, the way you talked, the way you walked? Do you think it was a coincidence that all of your money went to zero while their money continued to grow, grow, grow? See, these are all things that the narcissist administers. They're all traits, if you will. They're all behaviors. They're all mannerisms. That's why the narcissists, plural, they're stuck in that script of evil. And you may say, whoa, that's a pretty heavy description. Well, it is, but it's true. Think about it. You're the beautiful, bright, shining light. I've said that for 5 years. I'm the beautiful, bright, shining light. We don't have narcissism in us. Other people may say, oh yeah, everybody's got narcissism in them. Whatever, you can say whatever you want to say. Whatever was taught to us in the past, much of it you can throw out the window. I am of the belief that there are true empaths out there that really, sincerely want the best interest for everybody on the planet. You're looking at one. Again, I'm not a doctor, I don't play one on TV, but all the books and all the history lessons of the past, they've taught us one thing: that life is changing, life is dynamic, and that new information is coming to the forefront every single second that we are on this planet. So much, if not most, of what we were taught in the past, it doesn't apply. Think about it. Think about perhaps one of the famous antidotes. I think it was for, I'm going to get this one probably not correct, but penicillin, whatever that was. Whoever invented penicillin, that person, I should know it, and I think I do. I'll try to come up with it by the end of the video. That person stumbled upon it, and next thing you know, we have an answer to something. Well, before that, we didn't know that there was an answer to certain concerns, and penicillin was the answer. That was a breakthrough. See what I do each and every day by creating videos. These are breakthroughs. You should be getting light bulb moments if you haven't gotten them already. You should be understanding that you should be questioning everything about you, your existence, who you surround yourself with, what the narcissist did, and everything in between. We are now in 2026. We're almost at the end of the second month. AI is here. No, I'm not AI. I am a real human being who is trapped in a vortex from hell. Yes, a narcissistic relationship, but I made it out, and I've healed properly. That's why I pay it forward each and every day. What you need to do, if you haven't already, is you need to understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. But not only that, that when you were trapped in that vortex, think of how much energy you spent thinking about that person. Think about all of the worst case scenarios you painted in your mind. Examples. Oh my gosh, the narcissist didn't call me. I hope they're okay. Are they with that person who is super attractive? Are they with that person, their business partner? Are they in that, did they do this? Did they do that? Where are they? I can't believe this. Why aren't they calling me back? You can't exist like that. You can't live like that. This is what the narcissist wants. What the narcissist wants is they want to open up one of their 3 smartphones and see it blowing up like Christmas morning with a Christmas tree, with all the lights illuminated, with all the people waiting to get a minute of their time, with all the people stuck on the hook, with all the people that they can manipulate. This is what gives the narcissist fuel. It is supply. I will say the same thing a different way. What the narcissist wants is to open their phone and have it overflowing with people communicating with them. Whether those people are giving them negative commentary or positive, it's still supply for the narcissist. They don't care about anybody. What they care about is what that person does for them, and if that person is still allowing access to them. This is why, again, you need to go no contact. If not now, when? But when you understand that where you were is not where you are, and that you were in a vortex, and it was like Groundhog Day over and over and over again, and you kept on experiencing the same cycle, mini cycles under one big cycle, if you will. You're experiencing micro discards. Eventually one big discard would take place. You're experiencing death by 1,000 paper cuts, which is 100% true as well. You were getting burnt out left, right, and center. As I shared earlier, a couple of days or weeks ago with videos, picture you're a battery. And your battery, when you met the narcissist, was at 100%. You were topped up. You were good to go. You're ready to tackle the world. Well, they see this, and they see your level of empathy and your commitment and how you were falling for them or how you wanted to help them, whatever you were doing. And they said, OMG, here we go. All I need to do is plug into this person for a while, have them charge me up. I'll make sure they are on empty when I discard them. I'll crumble them up like a sheet of paper, or using a battery example, throw them away in the bin. Probably not even trying to hit the bin, just throwing you away. Sorry to say it, graphic, but it happened to me as well. And what will I do? Oh, I'll look elsewhere for another fully charged source of supply or battery. That's what they do. Now, having said all these things, when you were in that vortex, nobody knew you were in the vortex. People from up close and afar watched you change. They watched the behaviors that you were experiencing. They watched how you were being mistreated. They watched how you were being ignored. They watched how you were being disrespected, probably in your own household. Yes, this is an exact thing that happened with me. Having said those things, nobody ever lifts a finger to do anything. Why? Because they're afraid of the narcissist punishing them. And they're also afraid that if they show loyalty to you, the target, well, they're going to be next in line. So why all these things I'm mentioning to you before I close the video is when you're in the vortex, the narcissistic abusive cycle, the narcissistic devaluation stage, the trauma bond and more, that is a sinking ship. And all it does is continue to go downwards and downwards and downwards and downwards until you are at your lowest point. And when you are at your lowest point, usually that's when the discard happens. For me, it was October 29th, 2020, 2 days before what was my favorite holiday, Halloween, during a pandemic, detached retina, couldn't walk, etc. You get the point. This probably happened to you. Something similar. Having said this, the narcissist is on the same script. So no matter who you're considering, if they're tall, if they're short, if they're speak this language or not, or if they have a beard, or maybe they have a mustache, or maybe they have the best skin in the world. I don't know what it is, but the point is these people are shapeshifters. They will continue to approach you until what? Until when? That's right, you got it. Until you go no contact and you apply the tools that you're acquiring, and until you understand that there is no room in your life for toxicity at the hands of the narcissist, any narcissist or any toxic person. That's why that vortex, it was only going down lower and lower and lower in that low vibrational quagmire state where the narcissist exists, and this is where they thrive. That's why you, the beautiful, bright, shining light, don't belong there. You never did. You never will. And that's why you need to cut the ties. And what are the ties one more time? The ties are the financial, the emotional, the physical, and the spiritual tie. They must be cut from the narcissist by you, for you, and to benefit you. That vortex keeps on spinning around, and it keeps on capturing and dragging people into the depths of hell. I was there, unfortunately. You were too. We are out. Once we're out, we need to stay out, which means we need to apply the tools, maintain our boundaries, have a small footprint, help those loved and trusted ones around us that actually care about us and approve to us who they are. And we need to continue to live a fruitful, abundant life. And where we are going, that is called rarefied air. That's the mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference. And there's no room there for toxicity now, in the past, or definitely in the future. I am reaching my arms down to lift you up, and so many other people are doing the same thing. You need to believe in yourself the way I believe in you. Once you're out of that vortex, remember, that thing keeps spinning around and around and around. When you're out, you stay out. Don't tempt fate. Don't peek on the narcissist social media. Don't drive by their house. Don't do anything that has anything to do with these toxic parasites. Maintain your boundaries and go no contact. If not now, when? So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Understand a few things. One, that vortex is real. Number two, these people have bottomless pits. Number three, they can never be filled for any length of time. Number four, you were used as an opportunity. Number five, it would never be good enough. No matter what you think, it was never sustainable. You thought that you could be the one person that changed that person. You thought you could be the one person that could elevate that person. You thought you were the one person who could change the trajectory of their life and improve their circumstances, which you did until you couldn't do it any longer. And when you couldn't do it any longer, that's usually when they had found your replacement, who they deemed to have 100% battery charged. Well, whether that's true or not, I can't tell you. What I can tell you is that you've made it this far in the video. And if you made it this far in the video, you need to understand that you are stronger than you know. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.